I'm not quite sure I understood just what one meant by a labor of love until I got to this. Welcome to my 70-hour project, Klonoa Heroes. I may notice there's something on the left-hand side of the screen, and we'll get to what that is in just a minute. So I'm not going to bore anybody, because we are here for some very big reasons. Welcome to Let's Play Klonoa Heroes, released only in Japan. But, look at this! It'll be alright. I'll get into some other details when we get through this. So, a bunch of Japanese, thankfully, for you guys that won't be an issue, because I can explain what things do, and for the things that I don't want to explain, I have this trusty little translator on the left-hand side. So I'll explain all these menus as become relevant, but for now, everything is okay. Let's start by Klonoa's house if we so wish. Say hello to Gigi, Grandpa some may call him. This is actually where you can watch cutscenes. Right now you can only watch the opening, but whatever. He will also let you rest, because it is in fact your own house. That's gonna be quite nice. In fact, it's something that I'm gonna do quite a lot. Anyhow, for now though, let's just get into things. Vision 1, of course. Despite this being a, what did you think? RPG! It's not a Klonoa thing. This isn't a platform but an RPG. But despite being an RPG, you saw visions, which was quite nice. Let's jump into the first one. I don't really know why I'm trying to not talk in these cutscenes all the time. It's not like there's anything particularly special about it. I mean, aside from it being a pleasant cutscene to watch. But there's something I need to be silent for, unless guys really want to enjoy the music, which is pretty nice. Although, a lot of songs in this game are actually GBA remakes of songs from other games. They are quite pleasant regardless. Unfortunately, guys can't quite enjoy the fullness of the timing that is employed with the text as it advances, since you just see the instantaneous translation, but hoping that is not an issue for anybody. Squish. A radiant flower, one may call it. Bloomless blood. Bloomless bud. Blood? I always love this line. It's strange to call it that, but we call it that because that's what it is. I don't know what it is about this line that made it so funny to me. I haven't quite been able to put it in words in a way that really explains it to me. But, oh well. Why only an important person? How does the flower determine who is important? It's a day of special things. And by the way, I haven't quite pointed this out yet, but if you're wondering what those little things and chevrons are on the top of the translation, those little angular braces, that's the location text you see at the top of the game screen. In this case, on a blue background. It just says where we are, although you may have inferred that. Chivalry likes the word spinning. I'm not quite sure how many things that were in this game's dialogue were creative choices by the original developers that were in the original script. I don't know how many were creative choices. Oh, hi microphone, what are you doing? How many were creative choices by the translator? I had very little input on these myself, but I had some involvement in some of them. Not many, though. I'll mention it whenever anything notable happens in the translation, though, of course, since that is part of why I'm here, to commentate. Trouble. Here or there or something? I've never been quite sure what that line was supposed to mean. Like, I know what Chip was trying to say, like, in terms of meaning, but spinning? It's an odd way of putting it. Klonoa has a very specific characterization in this game. It's not quite the same as the other games you've seen up until now, most likely. In fact, I don't think it's like any of them, because I've played literally every other game except for Beach 5, and Klonoa isn't like this in any of them. If you've ever read the manga that was only ever released in Japan for Klonoa, it's personally a lot closer to that. It's kind of clumsy, but happy. And I'll let that demonstrate itself as time goes on. By the way, you might notice some random weird-looking line breaks in the translation on the left-hand side. That's just a leftover from how I did this. I'll get into details of what went into making this whole setup happen later on. I don't want to throw it all at you guys at once, because I want things to get boring. We are here to focus on the game. He is. And here we are. And first things first, pause menu. Yep. RAM controls and switch to the left and right triggers do, which is not an issue for me. You can also choose from a very wide variety of HUD displays. Oh my god, it sounds like really interesting. Man, that one's weird. I'm kind of curious what would happen if I got hit with this one, actually. Because it's not a bar, it's just kind of... Oh wow, it actually goes down like... That's really weird looking. Anyways, there are 11. Yeah, all very distinct look. It's kind of interesting. I always use this one, though. And then, what is this bottom one? Oh, you can turn on and off sound clips. So if I turn this off, Klonoa won't say whatever whenever he gets hurt, things like that. Anyway, so the gameplay in this game is rather interesting. I probably should have... Well, no, I was about to say I probably should have shown the tutorial text, but no, it's in Japanese. You can't read it. So, this game it has a rather simple principle to it when it comes to combat. You have two kinds of attacks. Red, blue. Any particular enemy is red or blue. Well, kind of. This is blue, for example. So red attacks, you might notice, do not hurt anything. That little clink means it's not doing any damage. So, of course, we use blue attacks instead that actually do damage. We have more than one attack, thankfully. We have a ranged attack as well. Boop. Of course, when you pull a Secret Service on someone, just dive in front of them to take the damage for them. Things get a little bit more messed up for me. This is how things start out. And I generally, well, this being an RPG, I like to kill everything, but it's really a good idea too. Oh, also that big slash sound you just heard was, in fact, Klonoa landing a critical hit, which isn't going to happen very often for the time being, but crits are nice when they happen. This game is also rather forgiving in that it's... Nothing here. In that it gives you all your health back whenever you get a level up, which is nice. Also curious if you have any status ailments. Oh. Also, sometimes this is actually very abnormal. There are a couple... Well, if you're ludicrously more powerful than an enemy, in this case it's just that moves are really weak, you can actually hurt them with the wrong color of attack, but that's very, very rare to be able to do. As in, it's useless to try to do that most times. And you also notice I picked up a chest earlier that... Oh, grit, yay. Let me explain how low-ups work as well. But once again, chest. Chests are things. You have things in them, but you don't actually get to find out what's in them until after you complete the room. So we go into our little... Oh, yeah, in this case, we only have one actual room in this level, so we're not going to see the end room screen just yet. We have a cutscene first. It is already over. Man, that was very brief, was it not, Klonoa? It took me time to kill everything, man. How do you get for it? You really like those words, Jipple. It's an interesting smile to say someone's worried with. Eh. And Poco's not really helping out anyways. Oh crap. Alright, one moment. Anyways, egg, you see. Well, a number of things are going on right now. So for one, something to note is that your your base stats don't actually increase with level, with the exception of HP and something else that you're not going to see for a while. But aside from max HP, increasing the level doesn't actually do anything for you, rather it gives you a point. You see I have 1 out of 2 points at the bottom left right now, and spin that point. You can spin it in a variety of places, in fact. And these are different stats, attack, defense, agility, and there's another stat for weapon that we're going to unlock later. You also choose which apparel and weapon we have, but that's not relevant just yet. So we can use this wherever we feel like. Now, there's a certain bonus you get whenever you completely fill all the slots on a line, I guess you could call it. On a gauge, this game likes to call them. So notice how I go up by 7 by adding this 1 point here. This here, I go up by a little bit more than 7. In fact, I go up by 24. Whenever you completely fill a line, you actually get a multiplier for that stat. I think it's 1.5 or something like that. It's really big. And because of that, it's actually, you want to get strategic about when you do and don't upgrade your weapons, and when you use better weapons, things like that. Here, I'll just upgrade my attack because I get the most out of that as compared to everything else here. These don't matter just yet, and there's not really anything here yet. Although, actually, got these items, got eggs, boiled eggs. You'll see a lot of boiled eggs as time goes on. But that's not important right now. Oh, crap. You're not out of space when I was supposed to add on there. Right here. Yeah, so, if you're wondering how I made this whole, oh, this is an inn, you can sleep here and recover HP and whatnot, but why would you do that when you can just go home? You also go to towns and talk to people about things, except we don't have this text translated, so it's not going to be much help. Sometimes you have to go to towns, we'll get to that when it becomes important. But anyways, part of why I'm talking so much is because I'm just kind of trying to stall, because I don't really have time to go into the next level, but don't forget that, actually. I'm okay with having the first episode be a little bit longer, just to give you guys a treat, because I'm very, very happy to be playing this anyways. Like I said, this is the fruit of a lot of time from a lot of people, myself being one of them. I had to reformat pretty much that entire translation, the entire script myself, as well as translating all of the items and many other descriptions as seen in that guide that is hopefully at the time that's uploading in the description. If not, if it hasn't been accepted by GameFAQs yet, then I'll have to add it in later. Hero, hero. Hero, hero. Oh, that little question mark isn't supposed to be right there. Darn it. It's because that little musical note got turned into a question mark. Oh well. Never. I'm a reckless individual. Do what I do. Something you might have noticed by now, by the way. In fact, it's kind of unlikely you did. But also, I do way more damage to moves now, which is nice. But something you may or may not have noticed is that the characters actually speak Japanese in this game. And by that, I mean, the characters are voiced, they speak Japanese. Crit. And it's kind of hard to tell with Klonoa since he can really make sounds that you don't understand anyways. But it's something you notice with other voice clips you hear later on. Which is kind of odd to me. But I suppose it's fine enough. I do very much like the whole fictional language thing that Klonoa games have going on all the time. Whoop. Range? No. There you go. The joyful early days of, well, any RPG really, when you level up so quickly by killing very easy things. It's grand. Treasure! In plain sight. Wonderful. So, generally it's a good idea to explore these rooms wholly. And part of it is, this is in fact a Japanese RPG, so if you skip over killing enemies, you're gonna pay for it by being underleveled. You're gonna pay for it hard. This game honestly gets pretty hard if you don't really know what you're doing. I know a few particular tricks, which I thankfully do, but shoot. More eggs! And, you know, I don't much... I really like agility. Reason being, I like to score crits a lot. I like having high damage output, to say the least. But, I said I was gonna make this episode slightly longer, and I did, because it's like 17 minutes. So I'll see you guys next time, next episode, Let's Play. Well, actually, it might not be that long. But, see you guys next time, next episode, Let's Play Klonoa Heroes, Densetsu no Star Metal, as some like to call it. See you guys next time when we, well, what will we do? We'll see. We'll do something in Wind Village. Bye, guys. Hopefully more exciting things will happen. In fact, that's possible.